I saw that Sondheim salute at Carnegie Hall that I think was in 1992 on PBS. And that concert actually totally got me into Sondheim, and I got the Merrily original cast recording at the library and was totally obsessed. And of course had two really close guy friends in high school. We would drive around Detroit, Michigan, and I was always I'm playing Mary, not Beth, not Gussie, Mary.
There's the moment where you discover, Sondheim did that and that and that, and then you get the whole back catalog. So I discovered it in college, and it just sort of knocked me out. How it's put together, it's really a magic trick in that you're hearing reprises first, and then you're hearing the building blocks of the tunes later in the show. It's incredible.
It is the story of three friends, and how their relationship regresses and sort of progresses as you move backwards through time. You meet them at the end of their relationship, and you go backwards until they're meeting for the first time on this rooftop in New York.
I have some experience with extraordinarily verbal roles. What's wonderful about Charley is he's a lyricist, and to get to play a lyricist and someone who puts words together for a living, I can get into that. That's my bread and butter. That's my day job. So it's a lot of fun.
As someone who's played a lot of kids and has not gotten to necessarily play a 40-year-old, and certainly a really alcoholic 40-year-old, I think that was something initially that really, even when I was in high school and obsessed with the show, I was I can't wait to sink my teeth into Mary.
He is a composer turned Hollywood producer, and along the way makes some sacrifices and some decisions that unfortunately go against what his friends see for him.
When we meet them, they're in a bit of a bad way, and to get everybody on board to sort of invest in these stories so that by the end you feel I sort of get why they ended up this way. I'm very excited to try to figure that out.
We've got less than 2 weeks to put it up. We've got 2 weeks of shows, which is pretty incredible. For it's longer than normal, but it's fast, it's furious. There's not much time to think.
It's kind of shocking to see how much we've actually accomplished in a limited amount of time. At this point, in a normal rehearsal process, you would have sat around the table and you would have talked about the world of the play, and you would have had presentations, and there's none of that.
You basically have to run to a certain amount on instinct, because we sort of have time to run everything once. We get tech, it's up, and then we have an audience, which in a way is really fun because you get that last collaborator in immediately.
I have put up a show in 8 days before, but not in New York City, not at the City Center, So the pressure is slightly different, but it's fun. It's an amazing group of people to be working with, so I feel pretty lucky and pretty excited to be here.
It will be interesting in the next 10 days to figure out how to really fill in these characters and sort of give them the dignity that they deserve.
The fun of when you're watching Encores is that energy of, we're all putting on a show, and it's a forgotten gem, or it's a show that hasn't done in a long time. And so, I'm really excited to be a part of that energy on the other side.